Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Purpose in the Youth podcast with your favorite bearded man, the one, the only Bobbbaaaay. If you're watching visually, you have no idea what I just did because I don't know either. It was a little jig to the left, little jig to the right, and that's just me. I get a little camera friendly when the camera turns on and I'm high energy. And this is the second Bearded Man Moments post that I have going out. For those who don't know, that is a blog series that I just started up recently on my website, purposeintheyouth.com. As I'm trying to force myself to write more, it allows me to really sit down and think through thoughts, go back, revise them. I'm so used to just putting out content, first thing that comes to my mind through audio or visual, and I love that. That is really my core, but wanting to push myself to write more and hopefully use that as an outlet moving forward, I decided to start this series called Bearded Man Moments. I know, great name. And that's just a blog series on my website. But knowing that there are people that maybe don't read blogs, that are on the go, that are traveling, that are doing whatever it might be, I still wanted to give that content to the audio and visual listeners and followers. So don't you worry, the Bearded Man has got you backed. So let's get into it. Today's topic or episode or title or whatever you want to call it, it's called One Breath at a Time. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. One breath at a time. Get comfortable. We're going to get into it. Have you ever felt anxious, overwhelmed with the amount of tasks on your to-do list? Have you found yourself being stressed out before that you couldn't even roll out of bed? If you've checked off all three of these boxes, look no further. Do I have a product for you? Good news, what I'm talking about, and it is absolutely free. All that I ask is that you share the message and spread it to someone that is in need. I recently woke up last Monday, April 8th, and felt like the whole weight of the world was sitting on my beard. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the world was sitting on my beard, or so it felt like it. I didn't want to get up. I just wanted to hit the snooze button, pull the sheets back over my head, and sleep the day away. For someone like myself who is always on the go, working from sunrise to sundown, this wasn't my normal self. I wasn't motivated. I had felt overwhelmed from the night before, thinking about the future, tasks that needed to get done the week ahead of me, and asking myself questions that I did not have the answers to. So what did I do? I tossed on the shoes, got in the car, and drove my ass to the gym. Summer's coming. This dad bod needs to be looking nice. The entire time I'm in the gym, my head won't stop running around through my to-do list and all the things that need to get done and get accomplished today, tomorrow, next week, next month, and hopefully by the end of 2019. People warn you that creating your own brand or business is extremely difficult and takes a ton of work. But being the stubborn human beings that we are, we tend to brush off the noise. Yeah, I know the drill. And we don't actually fully understand the amount of work it will take to build something great until we are in the trenches actually doing the damn thing. Side note. Don't ever not do something because people tell you it is going to be difficult. If you really, really, really want something, you'll find a way to make it work. My mind is constantly running at about 54,432 miles an hour. Now, that's pretty fast, wouldn't you say? All these thoughts of who will be next on the podcast? How am I going to turn this into a full running business? When is this shit going to take off? Where do I see myself in the next couple months or years? Blah, 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 blah. You get the point. No matter the day of week or hour of day, there is no emergency button that I can hit that just magically shuts it down completely because there's always something that needs to be done. However, one thing that has helped me is meditating. Some of you are reading this or hearing this, scratching your head saying, meditating, huh? That's the shit you sit on the floor with your legs crossed and say, That's meditating, right? I mean, sure. That's probably the way I would have described it 3 years ago when I was ignorant and didn't fully understand what that practice was. I didn't have the experience of personally knowing some of the benefits that come with it. But now that I've been messing around with it for quite a bit, I can say that meditating is the emergency button to slow our mind down whenever we are feeling anxious or overwhelmed. I think almost anyone in this world can find value in it regardless of career path or passion. Got a big presentation coming up? Meditate beforehand. How about a big photo shoot for a brand? Perfect. Meditate. You're preparing to launch your pop-up shop next month and you still don't have a location booked. Meditation is here to help. When I got back Monday from the gym, still foggy in my head, I knew I needed to change it up. I needed to do something out of the norm to get me back on track. So what did I do? I'm glad you asked. I went for a run the second I got home. This wasn't your average run though. This was a gratitude run, a run focused on breathing and appreciating everything around me. As I ran through my neighborhood in the Valley of Los Angeles, that's north of downtown LA, for those who are unfamiliar with the city, I took note of everything happening around me and paid special detail of this place that I tend to take for granted. I've been living out here for a little over a year and a half now, and like anything else in life, once you get used to something you've always wanted, example me moving to LA, the celebration of living here becomes your reality, and all your time and energy is focused on building your career up, or in my case, building out the Bearded Man content. I get into this grind mode where I'm constantly making shit happen, recording podcasts, emailing possible guests, rolling out social media content, slaying the Uber streets, and before you know it, it's Sunday night, the week has flown by, and I can't believe how fast it's gone by. Monday morning comes, and without hesitation, there I am, rolling out of bed at 6 a.m., lacing up the shoes, and off to the gym that I go. The cycle keeps going, and it's on nonstop, and it's only on for me to take a pause and look around. As I'm running, I'm taking in the beautiful California sun that's beating down on me, the beautiful Verdugo Mountains that sit on the backside of Burbank in the distance, and look around at, backside of Burbank in the distance, as we are coming off a rainy winter here in LA. Winter equals rain in LA, and for someone who is from the East Coast or Massachusetts to be specific, people make a big freaking deal about the rain out here. It cracks me up. As I look up, the palm trees were glistening from the morning sun rays. People are entering and exiting the local bus route, heading to whatever the world was taking them next. And I did all this with no music, just listening to my breath and taking in everything and anything around me. People honking their horns at each other because someone cut them off. The birds are chirping, and now I'm fully present, just embracing the environment I'm in. I'm not thinking about the to-do list anymore. I'm thinking about how fortunate I am and lucky I am to be living my dream, living in Los Angeles, and having some sort of direction as to what I want in my career to look like, or what I believe is my purpose. See, this is what the meditation had taught me in the past couple years. This idea of living in the present and focusing on what I have in front of me, literally in this moment. As you read, hear this, or watch this, you might lose track as you're thinking of the millions of other things that you need to get done today, tomorrow, or this week. But I challenge you to solely focus on the words that I am saying, or that you are reading or hearing, the Bearded Man words. I may not be the greatest writer, but stick with me, people. As I returned with my dad bod looking better than ever, sweat pouring down my face and my entire body, I'm breathing heavily as if I just ran the Boston Marathon, but yet it's as if someone flipped a switch inside of me, because I was ready to get after it. There was no more cloudy headspace. There was no more time for me to dwell and think about this to-do list. I was ready to start executing and crossing off one of these suckers at a time. I was ready to take on the day, and I knew that no matter how long that list might be, I was going to do my absolute best and not worry about anything else except what was in front of me right now. One item at a time, I was going to get it done. Here's the lesson. Grab your pencil, paper, or even pull open the notepad on your iPhone. If you have an Android, I'm sorry, but we can no longer be friends. Lots of people say to live your life one day at a time, and although I completely agree, and I've preached this concept in my content before, I want to take it a step further. Live your life one breath at a time. That's the only thing that both you and I can control. This moment. Now, not what has yet to come, not what has happened yesterday, this very moment. What is scary is that we could spend our whole lives never actually being in the moment, constantly thinking about what's next, when everything that we have ever dreamed of or worked towards is right in front of us right now. Some might argue, and I would agree, that social media has played a role in this, but we still have control over it. We decide how much we consume, and therefore that excuse is not valid. If it's affecting us that bad, it's our choice and our responsibility to put down the phone, breathe, look around at the environment we are in, the people that we are surrounded by, and live a little. And so moving forward, as my brain once again likes to jack up to 54,432 miles an hour, no real reason for that number, I just picked it straight out of my you-know-what, I will continue to do my best at bringing back the reins and reminding myself, Bobbbaaaay, just one breath at a time. You've got your whole life ahead of you to accomplish these huge goals. Don't stress yourself too thin. Go with the flow. And as Bob Marley once said, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. One breath at a time, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we need to worry about. See ya! Your favorite bearded man, the one, the only Bobbbaaaay. Make sure you share this out, like it, comment, share it out to all your friends and family. Post it on your Instagram story. Tell your grandmother, tell your father, tell your mother, tell everyone about it. I appreciate you guys and gals so much. If there's any topic you would like to hear next from the Bearded Man Moment series, let me know. We'll catch you next time. See ya!